Welcome. I'm Martha Rich, and I'm going to be your guide and narrator during this introduction to the Conversation Canvassing Project. First, let's acknowledge that we live in dark and challenging times. It's hard not to be discouraged, but we know we have to do something. So we've gone to the streets, found new community and gathering, kept gathering. We've gone inside the halls of power to testify, and we've made phone calls, written letters, and petitions. But we wonder if it's enough. We fear that the institutions of democracy are failing because we know that there's a powerful effort to build an alternative reality. One where facts don't matter and expertise is suspect, where democracy itself is the enemy, placed under direct attack so that corruption and cruelty can flourish. The strategy for that authoritarian project is dehumanization. Intimidating, scapegoating, bullying, humiliating, injuring, terrorizing. Those are the tools to break democracy. Our strategy is the opposite: to humanize, to insist on human worth, reach for the humanity in others, and make connections on that common ground. Sometimes this will to compassion is genuinely heroic. But there are actions we can take to resist dehumanization right here in our own place with the people around us. The action we're inviting you to consider is a program that began 4 years ago with the Grafton County Democrats. We decided that we wanted a better strategy for voter outreach, a new way of talking to people. We were drawn to the work of Stacey Abrams, especially two main ideas. First, that the goal of reaching everyone and meeting them where they live is the essence of good campaigning. And the idea of continual outreach, not just rushing up to doors to ask for a vote every 2 or 4 years. She says, long-term transformation in politics demands a strategy that looks beyond a presidential cycle to a sustained architecture of engagement. So then the question was, how to reach voters in that way? We know that yelling and arguing don't work very well, and facts don't change minds that inhabit an alternate reality. So, if facts and arguments don't change people's feelings about an issue, what will? The answer is listening with empathy. The current regime has made its philosophy clear. That's what Elon Musk told Joe Rogan, that caring about other people is a failing, a flaw. We disagree. Empathy is our superpower. And it's the heart of a voter outreach strategy called deep canvassing. We got our orientation from an online course with Indivisible. Here's their simple definition. In deep canvassing, volunteers focus on being good listeners and on making a human connection to someone they might disagree with. It's a strategy that began in the marriage equality campaign around 20 years ago. The deep canvassing method was first adapted for electoral campaigns by Democrats in 2020, and it had a measurable impact on voter turnout, a 17% boost. Eitan Hirsch, a political scientist who studied this method, says it's possibly the most successful mode of political persuasion ever measured. So we decided to try it. We've ended up calling our version conversation canvassing. It's a bit more descriptive, less mysterious. We did a small pilot training at first, just a dozen volunteers learning the basic steps in a deep canvassing conversation. And we tried it out with some role playing.
Well, so what I hear you say, grandchildren, children, and saving the planet, which I totally agree with. I have grandchildren too. And of course, what is it that we need to do with grandparents? We need to make sure that they have something to live and enjoy in. And I just think that's one more reason why when we go to town meetings, when we go to vote in any kind of election, we can put our grandchildren as the key issue that we really want to help. Because we've had good lives, and now we want the same for our grandchildren.
You're so right. You're so right. But it can be hard for me to get to vote. What do you think I can do? How could I, is there a way to make it easier for me to actually vote?
As a matter of fact, yes.
Oh, okay.
And
There you saw a canvasser taking time to make a meaningful human connection. From our small start in Grafton County, we've now done 3 cycles of training for more than 300 people all over the state. We found that the training helped canvassers. In the first cohort, 83% said they felt prepared to canvass. 3/4 said training boosted their confidence, and more than half reported that they did find common ground with people they met.
I struggled with it a lot because in the past, have not enjoyed door knocking and talking to voters. It's just, I really had to force myself to do it and often avoided it. But I knew that this year, it is such a crucial year for democracy in America. And so I said, oh my gosh, I got a canvas. Oh, I do not like to do that, but I'm gonna do it. I went through the trainings and both in person, and there was some video training. It was really great stuff. And then I just got my courage up and started knocking on doors. It was really, to my surprise, it was a really positive experience.
Volunteers like that, like you, can help us work toward our goal to establish conversation canvassing as a recurring voter engagement strategy starting in the year before an election. And with this expanding statewide effort, we have 2 primary goals: engaging grassroots volunteers in listening conversations so we can develop all across New Hampshire sustainable year-round canvassing teams who share progressive values and will reach out to their neighbors. That's the sustained architecture of engagement we seek, to build a movement dedicated to democracy and empathy. CCNH partners with the Grafton County and state Democrats, also with activist groups like the Kent Street Coalition and Third Act. More partners will be welcome. So now let's get practical. Here's the way this project goes. The first step is registration. You can go to our website and sign up. When you do that as an individual, we'll connect you with a group in your area. If you're already part of a group, your team leader can register the entire team and then distribute the password to everyone. Then you're ready for the training itself. Here's how that works. You'll start with videos you'll find on the website. You can watch these on your own time, at your own pace, or you can get together with others and watch together on Zoom. We provide discussion questions if you'd like to use them. There are 10 short video episodes, 10 to 20 minutes long, and total viewing time is about 2 hours. So you can binge it in a day or take a few weeks. When your town's group has viewed all the videos, we'll bring you together for a workshop with members of CCNH as facilitators. This is an interactive session on Zoom, 1 hour long. At the workshop, we address the questions you have so far, and we do some role playing to give you practice. Participants have found this very helpful. The final step is to go out and do your canvassing. It can be on your schedule. When and how often will be a local decision. The timing may depend on the issues you choose to discuss with people. And for this coming season, we'll provide two main options. Issue canvassing. The basic question here is, what's on your mind? It sets up an open-ended conversation, giving the voter a chance to discuss their concerns and you the chance to look for common ground. Last year, Stratford County canvassers literally put the question on a button. You won't have to be an expert on every issue, just an empathetic and respectful listener. Accountability canvassing involves listening to voters' concerns, but its goal is to share information about the positions right-wing extremists have taken in the New Hampshire legislature. As the Free State Project gains increasing power in our state house, it's ever more aligned with MAGA priorities. We need to talk with voters about this. If your group has a particular topic you want to target, we can help you adapt your canvassing plan using either a focused issue conversation guide or an accountability approach. In this time, when civil discourse is breaking down and extreme polarization threatens our nation, we know that talking respectfully with neighbors about the political decisions affecting their lives is a commitment to democracy itself. In that spirit, Conversation Canvassing New Hampshire will help you gain the skills, support, and confidence to go to doors. Please join us.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, fascists, you may be surprised. People in this world are getting organized. You're bound to lose, you fascists bound to lose.